Welcome to the Study Abroad Insights from Indo-European, your go-to podcast to explore international education opportunities. Today, we are going to dive into one of the best top schools of Berlin, that is Berlin School of Business and Innovation in Germany. Today in the studio, I have a special guest, Mr. Jitendra, who is a regional manager for BSBI. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Jitendra.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's really
And it's
happy. Yep.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. Let's start with the question rounds. My first question to you, can you please share an overview of BSBI with our students?
Okay. So first of all, thank you so much, and very warm welcome to all the audience of Indo-European. It is always great pleasure to be in your office because I have visited it multiple times, and every time I feel, as I was telling you, that it's a great energy in this office. So now let's, as you have said about the BSBI, right? BSBI, as name suggests, Berlin School of Business Innovation. So we started this college with a vision that we want to give, the great quality of education at the affordable price. Okay. So with that, let me introduce myself. So as you have correctly introduced that, my name is Jitendra, and I'm the regional manager of BSBI College. I take care of multiple regions, including India. Then I'm also taking care of the Myanmar and the Philippines regions. So we have great mix of nationalities, diverse backgrounds. So as far as the BSBI is concerned, we have a lot of programs in the business, a lot of great USPs, affordable education, great locations, 4 campuses, right? So this is a basic background. So obviously we can go in details as we go ahead with the questions.
So this comes or crops another question, that what makes BSBI a different university in Germany when we compare it with other universities in Germany?
Okay, so thank you so much for this really great question. So let me tell you why BSBI is different than many other colleges or universities in Germany. So I would start with saying that first thing is we provide, as I've already said, that great quality at the affordable price. If you look at the fee structure of the BSBI, so you will see that we are one of the top affordable colleges. That's one. Number 2, location of all the campuses. We have 4 campuses: Berlin, Hamburg, Paris, and Barcelona. All right. So if you look at our campuses, all the campuses absolutely very city central. Okay, centrally located. So now, what are the advantages of these locations? So obviously, reaching out to the campus is not a problem. If you want to go for a shopping, just exit from the campus. You will see all around, a lot of shopper stops, a lot of malls, a lot of cafes, restaurants, hotels. So obviously, it helps you in terms of getting part-time job, full-time jobs, and the kind of programs we have. We have so many streams, including finance, masters in the business. We have health management. We have computer science, digital marketing. So many. We have a lot of multidisciplinary courses. We have the Hamburg campus is very special because we are offering a lot of creative courses. For example, photography, videography, graphic design, visual communication. Right. So there are so many more, but I think these are the important ones. USPs of the BSBI.
Can you also share about the admission criteria of BSBI?
Certainly, yes. So as I've said, BSBI offers a lot of different courses. So it's very simple. Getting into BSBI this is again another USP. Thank you so much for reminding me. Getting into BSBI is definitely, it's easy, it's flexible, because all we need is 2 very important things. One is academic education. Obviously, we need a minimum 60% marks in your last qualification, whether it is intermediate or it is your bachelor degree. That's one. Number 2, we look at IELTS score. We need 6.5, not less than 5.5. And another very interesting thing is we do not need any kind of APS. Okay, anyone who comes to BSBI, anyone who applies at the BSBI, do not need to apply for the APS certificate. So these are the requirements of the BSBI.
So how does APS and non-APS differ for students?
As we know, there are always 2 kinds of institutions. One is the private one and one is the public one, right? So obviously, we being, or maybe I can put this answer in a way that there are German colleges and there are non-German awarding colleges. So we are one of the colleges that we offer because non-German degrees So APS is not required first. Now, as you have said, like how does this make difference to the student? So anyone who's coming at the BSBI, they do not need APS, because the German embassy will probably look at their documents differently as compared to the documents who is applying at the local or German university, right? So it gives you a lot of advantages applying at the BSBI. Why? You save a lot of money, because if you want to go through the APS process, you have to pay 18,000 rupees. Second, then you will have to wait for at least 1 month or maybe more than that, right? So
that
you can
is
save
going
this.
to be waste of time and
Exactly.
money at the same time.
Correct. So you can save the money as well as the time, and yeah. So this is the basic difference, that anyone who is coming to a German college or degree, German college or university, you will have to go through or go for that APS certificate, and then you can apply for the visa. But at the same time, if you want to come to the BSBI, no APS required. You can save money and time straight away. Just book your visa appointment and apply for the visa.
As you also mentioned about language proficiency certification, which is one of the prime requirements, I also would like to know, is it 6.5 score is mandatory for both undergrads and masters?
Okay, so this is very interesting questions. So again, as you have correctly said, that we have UG as well as PG courses. So for UG, obviously anyone coming with us 5.5 we can accept, right? But the interesting part will be that we will be offering you 4-year degree with a foundation course.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to go with, let's say 6.5 or maybe let's say 6 overall, IELTS score not less than 5.5, then you can be accepted directly for the 3 years bachelor course. So you can save 1 year, right? So again, if you want to come with a 5.5, or if anybody has a 5.5 score, you are more than welcome to apply at the BSBI. But please remember, you will be offered 4-year course, where first year will be foundation and remaining 3 years will be the bachelor degree. However, now if I talk about the master's courses, 6.5 is the requirement to get into the direct master's course. But let's say you have maybe 6 overall, in one module you have 5, you can be accepted. But with that one less band, you will have to go through a test which is organized by the BSBI. It's a free of cost. We call this test IET, Internal English Assessment Test. So once you pass this is just a simple English communication test. So once you pass this one, you will be accepted for the same course without any additional year or maybe fees. So with the same.
This test is conducted via internet, yeah?
Yeah, via obviously Zoom or through virtual
Zoom
platforms.
call or
Yeah. Yes.
So it's just a verbal ability test or what?
Yes, it's just a verbal. They will just check your communication, your understanding about the English. They may ask you about tell me about the BSBI, why you want to study at the BSBI, why do you want to study this particular course, how does this course makes difference in your career in the future. So it is all about that only, basics.
So what are the possibilities of the staying arrangements, like students' dormitory or off campus? What are certain possibilities that students can avail and stay there?
Okay, so ma'am, I feel very happy and proud to probably answer this, because after working with this beautiful college for the 8 years, I can tell you that we help students from very first day, from the day even they enter in the any consultant office, and from the day they apply for the offer letter. We already have every probably set up in the BSBI, including your accommodation team, we have the visa team, we have the admission team, we have the finance team, everything, right? Now your question is about the accommodation. So what we advise is, as soon as you get your LOA, letter of acceptance, right? So you can start communicating with our accommodation team. We have a specified, let's say, the email ID, the contact point for the accommodation. So we do have accommodation services, right? So now how we support is, obviously you can probably book a temporary accommodation through with some of the providers. We have the connections, we have the relationship, we have a lot of contracts with the providers. So what we do is, as per your budget, we will ask, like, what is your budget, what kind of facility you want, what kind of, maybe the location specific. So based on that particular preference, we will reach out to the people, and then wherever we get the options, we distribute or we share these options with the students. Then they will have to book themselves, right? So they will have the choices. So answer is yes, we do have the accommodation support, and I can tell you that in these so many years, we have helped so many thousands of students in accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when it comes to accommodation, next thing is students, if they have they wish to work. I think I wouldn't say wish to work. The majority of them have to work part time.
Absolutely.
So, what are the possibilities of jobs that students can do and earn their livelihood, or maybe personal expenses?
Okay, this is again one of the very very important questions, because more majority of the student, any part of India or any part of the world, this is very common understanding and their common thought that okay, I want to wherever I want to go, whether it is Germany or any other country. This is the first thing. This is well understood, even whether they know it or not. They believe that okay, I will go and I'll work part time, right? There are certain rules and regulation which in every country, right? Now, since we are talking about Germany, so I'll answer in reference to Germany. This is one of the great thing about Germany, that they do allow all the students to work part-time job, right? There is a limitation, so every student is allowed to work 20 hours per week and 40 hours in case they have any kind of holidays, right? If you have public holidays, so obviously, for example, you have the semester breaks, you can also work full-time. Otherwise, in normal days, you can work 20 hours per week, which is good enough, right? First. Second is Germany. I can add another USP of Germany, that why one should come to Germany is because Germany is one of the top European economy. It is the top 4 countries of the global, right? Globally, it stands on the number 4. Now, I'm telling you this is because the earning of any student in Germany is one of the highest in anywhere in the Europe. There are 27 countries, Germany being the one of the strongest in terms of economy. That is why German offers great wage rates, great salaries. Now, to be specific, how much one can expect during the part-time job, minimum will be 12.50 euros minimum, I'm telling you, as per the government records, right? Now, it depends on your skills, your experience, the kind of area, the industry, or the kind of profile you have. So you can definitely earn this much. However, now it depends on basically if you are language, you have the German language skills, you can earn more than this. If you're working, let's say, in the technical field, in IT field, something like this, you can definitely earn more than this. As far as your living expenses are concerned, I can tell you, based on my experience and based on the experience of at least, if not less than more than 2,000 students, as soon as you get a job, you do not touch your block account, right? I'm sure we know the block account,
yeah.
right? So the day you start earning, because you earn enough to take care of your living expenses, whether it is accommodation, transportation, your meal and everything else. Even if you're not a spendthrift, I can tell you can save 300, 400 or 500 euros. I know a lot of people who saved really good money, but they are the one who do not, live extravaganza life. So you have to probably be, very cautious. Yeah.
So it's believed that Indian students, North Indian students especially, have high visa refusal. Is it a fact or myth according to you?
So this is not true. This is not fact. It is, I would say, the myth, because obviously being a German embassy, they do not discriminate among North Indians, Central Indians, or not, whichever Indians. For them, it's just India, right? It is us who divide North and South. So all they care is why, wherever you see the more or maybe the higher visa refusal rate, it means like we have compromised with the quality of the students. It's simply they look at individual application individually. Okay, it's not, they do not even look at the passport. Okay, if your passport is from Punjab, we'll just refuse you. If you are from the maybe Mumbai or maybe South India, no, it's not like that. Even if you're a good in North India, obviously you'll get a visa, and even if you're poor in South India and then you apply in the Bangalore or maybe Chennai, your visa will be refused. So I do not find any probably authenticity in this particular myth or this particular news which is surrounded in the market. All I would say that I think we should be confident enough, we should be legitimate enough to follow the process, make sure there is nothing, any kind of hanky-panky with your documents. Whatever documents you provide, make sure you process as it is without probably touching it. It's very very important why visa is refused. Let me give you this my personal opinion that I have probably gained in these 7-8 years. Most of the time, and in many cases it happens, it's not that everyone follows this, but in majority of the cases what happens is, unfortunately, whenever the student goes to the embassy, and this I have been observing this, we keep on getting, let's say, the visa approval as well as sometimes refusals. Most of the refusals are because a student is not very confident about his profile. He or she do not even know what they are going to do, where they are going. They do not even know the name of the college. They do not even know why they are studying that particular course, whichever course they are studying. So it's very important that first you look at your documents. You should be aware of your class 10th, high school, senior high school, your bachelor's, what was your subject, what was your marks, why did you do that particular course, now why do you want to study this in this college, whether it is BSB or any other college, you should know the reasons,
very
right?
True.
Because for a visa officer, it is you who is going to go to the Germany, so for them that means like whatever documents you are providing or you're offering or you're submitting in the embassy, it belongs to you and you should be aware of these, right? There should not be any kind of reason that okay, this document was prepared by my consultant or this document was given by somebody else. For them, the moment they realize this, I can tell you this is where the visa gets refused, right? That's one. Second is you should also know that what advantage or how this particular course is going to add value to your future,
to your career,
right? So as long as we know this, there's not any reason that they will not give visa to the North Indian, they will give visa to South Indian. I know there are a lot of refusals in South also, right? So it is about the quality of the applicant. It is about how aware you are about your profile. So this makes the whole difference.
Yeah.
Also, this reminds me to ask you one question, that how important it is for students to know German language if they're going to study in Germany.
Okay. Once again, thank you so much for this really great question, because this is a question which nobody asks and very few people ask, because they have assumed something and that is what they feel that okay, if I ask, or then obviously the interviewer who is going to answer this, obviously he or she may feel uncomfortable answering this one, right? But for me, I think it's very important we put everything that we have, right? Whether people like it or not like it, we should answer this genuinely.
They should know the reality.
Right?
Yeah.
Now the reality is that this is true, and this is a fact that German language is one of the very, very widely spoken language in Germany and many other countries in Europe. Okay, that's one. Number two, obviously, just like in India, we have so many different states. Now look at the diversity we have. Every 50 kilometers, every new state you go, you will see the new language, you see the new culture, you see everything new, right? You go from, let's say, within North also, we have so much variety. You go to the Haryana, you go to Punjab. Now coming to Germany, similarly, obviously the way we expect our language to be spoken by everyone else, similarly German people or even any country, they also like to speak their own language. Similarly, German also expect that people whoever they are communicating with, they should also know and speak German language, right? But having said that, now this is a common or generic basically understanding and which everybody should be aware of. But as a student, now you should know which college, which university, and the medium of instruction of that particular college you should know. Now, talking about the BSBI, we offer every single course in English language. Okay, first, when I'm saying this, I'm not saying like German language is not important, because German language is so important. That is why we understand and we offer free German language classes to each and every single student at the BSBI. Right? So now,
good to hear about it, that it's free of cost for students.
Yeah, it's free of course, and that too, there's not any limit. I mean, as long as you're with the BSB, you're going to study this up to B2 level, that too, which is a very, I would say, a good enough advanced level
to survive.
That's one. Second is even if you want to do the part-time job, I can tell you up to some extent that initially for the 5, 6, 7 months, even for the entire duration of 18 months or 2 years, I can tell you that you can survive in English language. You can get a part-time job in English language. As I've said to you before this podcast, that there are so many students who doesn't know the German language. Not everybody who is coming to Germany know the German language. As I've said, again, I have been with this college from the last 7 years. I have not understood much German language. Still, I go, I talk to the people, I go for shopping. I have not felt that, right? But again, I'm saying, because you are a student, you're going Germany with the mindset or with the thought that I will be living here forever, right? So you should, from the very first day, in fact, let me tell you, if you have time here in India, back home, and if you can join some German language classes, it will definitely give you a big, advantage over many other students who do not know the German language, right? So this is what I would say, that it is very important, but with the BSBI, we can take care of that.
So, in other words, like the university provide 100% assistance to the student in terms of language. Initially, they can survive and work through using the mode of communication locally English, and gradually they can train themselves and look for the better opportunities once they graduate or pass their masters.
Absolutely.
Great to hear about this. So, since education is an investment and students need ROI also, so once they complete their education, what are some of the possibilities for their opportunities to work after completion of their studies?
Okay, so this is very, very important question because that is why, as you have said, ROI, very important, right? Now, if you compare the people or the students who are going to Germany and who are going to other countries, the kind of investment people are investing in other countries, whether it is US, UK, Canada, Australia, and the kind of money or fees they're paying to college like BSBI, I can tell you there will be a huge difference, right? Now, after completion of these studies with the BSBI, first thing is the kind of investment you do. I can tell you, if you are not very spendthrift, some part of this, if not more than maybe around 40-50%, you can even cover up during your part-time job before even you go out in the market, right? But still, let me say, after completion of the studies with the BSBI, you get 18 months of job seeker visa.
Okay.
Now, job seeker visa, I'm sure, as this term simplifies that, this means that you have to look for a job, a relevant job, during these 18 months, which is a long enough time, right? There should not be any question whether I'll get the job or not. There should not be any question. Although people used to ask, sir, what if I don't get a job within 18 months? I say, then don't go to Germany, because if you have done your degree, you have spent your entire 3-4 years in Germany, then German government has given you 18 months time to look for a job, and still you're saying I don't get a job. So there's not any chance for that. Okay, first. Second is, once you get a job, then your visa get converted into a, let's say, a residence permit or work permit, and the duration can differ, let's say from 2 years, 3 years, maximum 4 years,
depending on the caliber of the student.
Yes, depending on the caliber, not exactly caliber, but depending on the employer. Whether if you have experience, let's say you're a 5, 6, 7 years of experience, so they may give you directly 4 years. And if you know them better, if they know you, maybe you have worked in the part-time job, maybe they look at your profile and they find you very capable for that particular position, they may give you 4 years. But let's say I might be a fresher, they do not know anything, I don't have any history to prove, so they may give me for 2 years or 3 years. But majority of the students get 4 years of work permit. Okay. Lastly, I would say I have not seen any student in these 8 years in reference to BSBI who has come back because they do not get the job. Every single student get a job in Germany. Okay, so now I would like to give you an example of how great life you can expect after joining BSBI and after going out in the market and after starting living in Germany. For example, whenever we are here in India, obviously I keep on traveling in different providers like Ola, Uber, and maybe a few others. We know what we get, right? Whether you book a Excel or Mini or something, whatever it is, sedan or something, right? But when I land in Berlin, I feel so fascinated. I've been to Paris and Barcelona and Berlin city multiple times. Whenever I book a Grab in Berlin city, most of the time I get Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Tesla,
plush rides.
Yeah, so many. And I can tell you that this is not just that you don't have to select any special category, but this is how the life is. This is how everybody gets, right?
Quality and
that is one. Second is, I can tell you, obviously everybody like to, especially we Asians, we feel so fascinated whenever we look at the brands like Gucci, Prada, Armani.
Yeah, true.
If you're in Berlin and if you're in Paris, obviously I can tell you, if I give you a challenge that can you differentiate between the rich and the poor, you will find it hard to differentiate because everybody wears the same, everybody looks the same. And I can tell you, the moment you have a 200 euros in your pocket, you can go inside the Prada, Armani, and you can buy something from this. Right?
That's how it relates to economy.
Yeah. So this is how the booming life economy is. So all I would say, the quality of life is great, and this is what matters, right? This is why people goes to different places, because they want to make different. They want to experience these things.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Thanks for your valuable time, Mr. Jitendra. It's been a very nice hearing you, and I hope our viewers have also got insight about studying in Germany, especially Berlin.
Studying in Germany is a life-changing opportunity. At Indo-European, we simplify the process for our students, be it admission process or visa success. Do not let your doubts hold you back. Get the expert advice from Indo-European.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.